I'm Shivani Singh. For 10 years, Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates were the twin pillars of the coalition in Yemen. They fought side by side against the Houthi rebels, but on December 30th, 2025, that pillar didn't just crack, it crumbled. In a stunning move, Saudi jets bombed the Yemeni port of Mukalla. Their target? Not the Houthis, but a shipment of armored vehicles and heavy weapons that had just arrived from the UAE. Within hours, the Saudi-backed Yemeni government declared a 90-day state of emergency and gave Emirati forces exactly 24 hours to leave the country. Today, we are looking at how two allies became rivals and why a port in the middle of nowhere has become a global flashpoint, and why the Red Sea is more dangerous today than it has been in a generation. To understand the why, we have to look at the who. In 2015, Saudi Arabia and the UAE entered Yemen to stop the Houthis, an Iran-backed group, from taking over. For years, they had a simple division of labor. Saudi Arabia controlled the skies and the UAE led the ground operations in the south. But as the war dragged on, their goals actually diverged. Saudi Arabia wanted a unified Yemen. They need a stable, friendly government on their southern border to prevent Iranian influence from leaking into the kingdom. The UAE, however, began focusing on the south. They started backing the Southern Transitional Council, or the STC, a group that wants to revive South Yemen as an independent state. Why? Because if the South is independent and friendly to the UAE, Abu Dhabi gains control over some of the most strategic ports and shipping lanes in the world, stretching from the Suez Canal to the Indian Ocean. The red line was crossed earlier this month. In December 2025, the UAE-backed STC launched Operation Promising Future. They didn't go after the Houthis. Instead, they moved east, capturing the Hadramaut and Al-Mahrah provinces. These aren't just desert lands. Hadramaut holds 80% of Yemen's oils, and Al-Mahrah borders Oman and Saudi Arabia. For Riyadh, this was the final straw. They saw the UAE arming a separatist militia to take over the very resources that the central government needs to survive. When those two ships from the UAE, port of Fujairah, docked in Mukalla yesterday with their tracking devices turned off, Saudi Arabia didn't wait for a diplomatic cable. They sent the jets. This is now a civil war within a civil war. The UAE has announced that it will voluntarily withdraw its forces to avoid further escalation. But the damage is done. The anti-Houthi coalition is effectively dead. This leaves the Houthis and their backers in Tehran as the biggest winners. They're watching from the north as their two greatest enemies turn their guns on each other. For the world, this means that the Red Sea is now a triple threat zone. You have the Houthi drones, you have the Saudi-UAE naval tensions, and the separatist blockades. If you've noticed your fuel or shipping costs are going up this week, this is exactly why. As the 24-hour deadline for the UAE's withdrawal expires, the question is no longer when will the war in Yemen end. It's how many more wars are about to start inside it. Thank you for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the Newsx YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.